want to enhance your life, make things better, be a better person, learn to think more clearly, to be the boss, check out my 2-month Hustler Mindset deal. It's right there. Tap that and you can start today. What's going on, people? There's this common term that you hear, like a boss. And I was thinking, how many people actually think like a boss? Because it's usually in terms of running some stuff or making a decision, but being a real boss, the boss of you, there's a lot more that goes into the equation. People like choices on the positive aspect of their lives. It's like, hey, I get to pick what I do, I get to pick what kind of work I do, I get to make choices in that area. But it really starts with being self-reliant, being the boss of you. No one has to tell you to get up. No one has to tell you that you need to save money. No one has to tell you that you should be doing something constructive and positive with your life. If you're truly a boss, you are running your life from A to Z, not just on the good stuff or the fun shit. And that's what I see a lot of, because I want you to think about something. When is the last time you sat down and took personal inventory of your life and where you want to be and what you should be doing? Have you ever done that? Have you ever said, this is the life that I want to live? Because I don't have what I call celebrity or hero worship syndrome. Like you see some big name celebrity and people just like, God, they must have these awesome lives. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not there. But from what I see, I think a lot of them are living in a glass cage. You have all this fame, you have all this money, and you can't even go out to eat a simple meal without being harassed. I don't want that kind of life. Some people may want it, some people may crave it. I'm not one of those people. So when you think about your life, that thing that you're living right now, have you said, hey, I want to do this? Because one of the reasons I like entrepreneurs and really successful people isn't because of the money. I often see people that said, I want this type of life, and they facilitated a business or something to get that type of life. They then chase money to chase money. They chase money to fund a lifestyle that they wanted and thought about for a long time. I have a friend. He has a lake in the back of his house. It wasn't there when the house was built, but he wanted a lake in the back of his house. So he had one built with this very nice garden and all these other things. And for some people, that's crazy extravagant. That's just nuts. I sit back there and it's just as peaceful as it can be. He created his company to fund the lake, the house, and the ability for him, if he wants to go in his backyard and run around naked with his dick swinging all over the place, he can, because he doesn't have any neighbors, because he's on 25 acres. I want you to think about that. All of the people with mega money who, when you think about it, they all go out and buy their own compounds. They have this farm, or they have this place that they can just get truly away and you don't even know they're there. And they're walking around doing their thing. That's creating a life of intent. That's creating a life with purpose. And you can do that if you think you can, like a boss. Because see, this is the thing. What I hear with like a boss talk is maybe 10% of the equation, maybe even less, maybe 5% of the equation. And people are like, well, I want to be a boss. The thing is, being a boss is not about money. Being a boss is about accountability. A lot of times when you start a company in the infant stages, everyone is making more money than you, the boss, because as a boss, your job is to grow the company. not to get rich off the company or to starve the company from cash which it needs to grow, which happens a lot. That's why a lot of businesses never really get that big, because the boss is balling out when prematurely, totally prematurely. I'm not saying don't pay yourself well, but you can't hamstring the company if you want to really grow it to get to the point where you can truly have a magnificent lifestyle. And it doesn't take hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, but it does take significant income. Now, do you want to be the boss of you? Do you really want to be the boss of you? If you do, you can start today by actually taking stock, looking at your life, and saying, A, I'm happy we're going to keep this party rolling. B, I can't stand this shit. It's time for an intervention. That's being a boss. Handling your life, being accountable, being self-reliant. Because when you develop these qualities, people who have not developed these qualities will flock to you. And you can do one or two things with these people. You can enlighten them, or you can exploit them. And a lot of people are like, what the hell, exploiting people? I'm sorry, it's the natural paradigm of the world we live in. Not the United States, but the world at large. Either you are a boss of people, or you have a boss. It's a choice. And one of the things that a lot of folks really don't understand is there is no middle ground. You may think there's a middle ground, but there's not. A lot of people are going to disagree with me with that because, see, being a boss means that you will have to do, say, and act in a way that makes you very uncomfortable, because there's a lot of accountability with being a boss. There's a lot of accountability with being a leader. That's why a guy who has the ability to put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women in 7 different houses and fund that can fuck all 7 and no one's going to be mad, because he's taking care of business. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but if you go out and talk to the average woman away from her girlfriends and say, look, just hypothetically, if I could put you in a house, take care of you and the kids, and, you know, I am the main dude, would you be mad at me if I fucked around? Understand, you're outlining benefits and features. If there's a lot of upside to the deal, don't care what she was saying in front of her girlfriends, many people would take that deal. Shit, many dudes would take that deal, because a lot of folks don't want to be accountable for self. So understand, being a boss is a very powerful thing. It takes a lot, but in my opinion, it's worth it. So my question to you, do you want to be the boss of you, or do you want to be bossed around? Because it's a choice, and it's a choice that you can make today. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you on the good side.